Hello everybody, I am back with Amy!
Oh, hello lovely Karen!
Yeah, we've got together today because we're going to look at this. I don't know if everybody knows, but there are two BT towers. Obviously in London, there's one, a big one, and there's one in Birmingham. And Amy's going to do a little bit of talking, aren't you, Amy?
Yes, Karen. It says that the BT Tower was formerly known as the Post Office Tower and the GPO Tower, and it's a landmark and telecommunications tower in Birmingham, England. It's the tallest structure in the city. Its post office code was YBMR. And it said that the first microwave telecommunications relay.
How do you feel about that when you hear that? It's microwave.
Microwave, exactly.
I think there was a few places on the way, so it went bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
Straight to the post. Well, anybody living in that area, and we know someone living in that area, no wonder they get zapped.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know if I like the idea of the microwave bit, Amy.
Me neither. It's no good for people.
Have you finished reading your bit now, or you got a bit more to read?
Well, it just said that that it was the first microwave telecommunications relay in Birmingham. They set it up in 1949 and utilized a metal tower on the roof of Telephone House, a 1930s building near to the eventual site of the BT Tower, and also on Lionel Street. The construction of the BT Tower was started in July of 1963, and it was completed in September of 1965. It became operational in December of 1966 and was officially opened by the Lord Mayor of Birmingham, Alderman James S. Meadows, on 5th October 1967, and it was designed by the Ministry of Public Building and Works. It has 26 stories housing technical areas and offices and 5 levels of circular aerial galleries at the top. There is a roof-mounted crane. The original intention was to build a circular tower similar to the London one, but without the public floors above the aerial galleries.
All right, so this one's London you're talking about. Let's just go there. So I've just shown the site. Right, so this is the one that's in London, and then this is the one that's in Birmingham. It is a little bit different, but carry on, Amy.
Yes, well, it said that, so they wanted it to be similar to the one in London, this one in Birmingham, but without the public floors above the aerial galleries. It says that, at one time the post office wanted to increase the height from 500 feet, which is 150 meters, which had been agreed by the Ministry of Aviation, to 600 feet, which would be 180 meters, but this was refused in order to avoid non-standard procedures for aircraft approaching the Birmingham airport from the northwest. So it says that they reviewed the Birmingham design and decided to use a circular design of the Chilterns type.
1 second, Amy. Amy, 1 second. I'm going to get a picture. I'm going to put a picture of that one up. 1 second. Right, there it is, and there's the crane on the top. But the other one, you can see it's got floors on it. The post office tower, which I'll show in a minute. But this one looks like it was built after the other one.
Yeah, yes.
Anything else you were going to add, Amy, to this?
Let's see. Well, it just talks about the fact that the tower was designed to be stable in high winds, and that they had channels at each corner to funnel the wind, so you would counteract the force of the wind swaying the structure. and it says a stable platform is necessary so that the microwave dishes mounted on the side of the structure keep line of sight.
Okay, Amy, 1 second, stop. Those things there that look like drums on the side of it, you know, like you go, looks like you can go like that on it. Those are the microwave things, Amy. Oh.
Yes, oh my.
Do you see them?
No, I'm still looking at the article, so I didn't
All right,
see
carry
them
on,
yet.
Amy. Amy hasn't finished yet.
But
Carry on,
I was
Miss
just
Amy.
saying that, so they needed that stable platform for those microwave dishes, and mounted on the side of the structure and keep line of sight with the remote transmitter that they're communicating with. There were also 2 steel rails on one wall on which a trolley was designed to run to carry the dishes up to the aerial galleries. The original horn dishes were too heavy for the roof-mounted crane to lift and had to be stripped down, and even in this state they were only just under the crane's maximum load capacity. And it says that in August of 2003, the tower was painted an ultramarine blue to cover the existing light brown, which had started to discolor. The balconies were painted a dark shade of blue. On 18th of March 2004, local comedian Jasper Carat, I'm not sure how to say it. Well, he switched on the nighttime illuminations of the tower in response to Birmingham City Council's policy of encouraging the illumination of local landmarks. The tower is a home to a pair of peregrines with a webcam installed in 2010. And I don't know what peregrine is, but that's
I'm
what
not
it
sure what
said.
that is, Amy. 1 second, Amy. I've got another picture of it. I just want to put this picture up. This picture here has not got that square structure over it. It's got the crane on the top. This must be them building it, but it's still circular inside. Or all the discs? Not what are on the outside. Are the discs on the inside? Because there's discs on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 discs on the inside.
Oh yeah, because it said, it just says to, they were having all that trouble getting those dishes up there, or whatever, the discs or the dishes.
So it must be the ones on the outside then. This is just how it's made.
Yeah.
So basically, it's not square. Like if you look at a picture, it looks like someone's put something sort of rectangle over it, and then the disc thing's at the top with the crane. But when they're making it, the whole thing is round with round layers on it.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Anyway, I'm going to show you the BT one in London now. I'm a bit confused now, Amy, because the one in London has got those round floors on it. Maybe I was looking at the one from London, I don't know, but this one I don't think it's got a crane on the top, so the other one did. So they're either this one or they've got these round floors on them.
Yeah,
and obviously the BT tower's got a lot more rooms in it, like these are office rooms, right? I remember being up there, you could see, the lines and that flapping around in the windows.
Oh really? Wow.
This one's in London.
The one in London, yes. But it says too that the one in Birmingham that is due to open. Well, this article is from December 10th of 2020, but it says it's due to open early next year. And it says that the BT Group today released images of its new regional office hub at 3 Snow Hill, as it announced the first colleagues will move into the brand new building in the new year. And it says around 200 people will begin working from this site early in 2021, following the latest health guidelines, with more arriving in phases over the following months. the office is expected to eventually accommodate more than 3,000 people. The state-of-the-art building will also be the first of BT's future fit offices in the UK to open as part of its Better Workplace program, the largest workplace improvement and consolidation scheme ever undertaken in the UK. The investment will help BT to transform the way it works and create efficiencies and enable it to better serve its customers. The new office is also a sign of the company's commitment to the Midlands for a major new hub site for the region and the best facilities and service colleagues to thrive. The first colleagues to occupy this building will come from a wide range of its functions. BT will ensure its social distancing rules and apply inside the building, as well as following Public Health England's latest guidelines on COVID-19 to ensure people are kept safe.
Where are they putting the people then? Because it hasn't got many windows on it.
It says it's state of the art, and
okay, so one I was showing earlier on must have been the other BT tower being built. It's got round floors on it, and this one's got round floors at the top, but the structure over it is it's like a rectangle with BT on it going down to the ground.
Right.
All I know is that it's got microwave stuff on it. I wasn't very happy about that when I learnt that. I didn't even know it was there. Carry on, Amy.
See if it says anything else about.
Put in microwave then, Amy.
Okay. Let's see. BT Tower, Birmingham. Microwaves. Let's see. Okay, it says British Telecom Microwave Network.
Just 1 minute, Amy. That one there is the London one, and that one there is the Birmingham one. Carry on, Amy.
Oh, okay. Well, it says the British Telecom Microwave Network was a network of point-to-point microwave radio links in the United Kingdom, operated first by the General Post Office and subsequently by its successor, BT PLC, from the late 50s to the 80s.
Yeah, I think it's limited. It's BT Limited now. I think it's different.
Okay.
It's not what. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
So from the 50s to the 80s, it provided a large part of BT's trunk communications.
What, is that the Birmingham one or the London one?
Yeah, this is I'm pretty sure this is the, I think this is the Birmingham one.
So it was built, so this thing...
Unless this was, maybe this is the London one. BT remains... I think it might be talking about both of them, to be honest, because it's saying about late 50s to the 80s, it provided a large part of BT's trunk communications capacity. It carried telephone, television, and radar signals and digital data, both civil and military. Its use of line-of-sight microwave transmission was particularly important during the Cold War.
But we've learned about that, haven't we, Amy? Because in the Cold War, who was helping each other? The Americans and the Russians were doing all these projects together. So that's a load of rubbish, isn't it? The Cold War must have meant something else.
Something else, and it said it was for its reason. It was important during this Cold War for its resilience against nuclear attack. It was rendered obsolete.
I'll just I'm not saying anything.
It was rendered obsolete, at least for normal civilian purposes, by the installation of a national optical fiber communication network with considerably higher reliability and vastly greater capacity. BT remains one of the largest owners of transmission and microwave towers in the UK. The most famous of these is the BT Tower in London, which was the tallest building in the UK from its construction in the 1960s and to the early 1980s, and a major node in the BT.
Yeah, you think, but really, they've been redundant, these buildings, since they spent all that time building it and erecting the goddamn thing. They're basically redundant.
Yes.
I mean, look at the size of them.
I see they also have one in Sutton Common.
1 second, let's go and have a look at that one. Hang on. So, we're back on now. There was another one which Amy's talked about, Sutton Common, which is up north. And look, they've got the picture like it's doing its microwave.
Yes, and it said that I think there's another one in Heaton Park, and
Let's
it said that.
Let's have a look. Amy's raring to go, aren't you, Amy? Right, we're looking at Heaton Park, so there's another one, but that isn't as tall as the BT ones.
Yes.
I don't like any of them.
Me
Now we
neither.
understand, because basically they can do 4G, I'm sure, through that.
Sure.
5G, whatever we're on, whichever G, 6G we're on.
Exactly.
Well, I don't like that, Amy.
I don't either care, and it said that that the Sutton one relayed signals to the Heaton Park one, and then there was the Heaton Park was in the north.
No wonder people are being ill all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember them doing any testing on all this and all. I don't even heard of these ones.
Me neither. And it said that for survivability during a nuclear war, the backbone towers are some of the few communication towers in the United Kingdom built of reinforced concrete. So they had this, they said that they had Heaton Park one, well they had the Sutton one, and that relayed signals to Heaton Park in the north, and then Pye Green to the south.
Well, there's another one. Should we have a look?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a kind of picture as if it's emitting all those radio waves. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to the next one now. So this is the other one at Pye Green. I just said to Amy, it looks a little bit bigger than the other two.
Yes, it does.
It's not as tall as the one in London or the Birmingham one, but it's still quite tall.
Yeah.
So that's 5.
It said that it was built of reinforced concrete at Pye Green's, Staffordshire, England.
Yeah.
And it says it is one of the 14 telecommunication towers in the United Kingdom built of reinforced concrete. Pye Green was constructed as part of the British Cold War backbone radio communication networks.
Or interrogation station.
Yes.
I don't know. Amy, should we see what the other ones are?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're all over the place.
Yes.
I mean, they're not in Cornwall, they're not in Wales, but you can see them there because there's the Pye Green one, and then there's Sutton up here. Yeah, look at all those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's more than 14 now though, Amy.
Well, even more.
Yeah, it's got more. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, they're not all towers. Let's count the towers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, there's still more. There's more today, but then it depends when that article was written. How many on here? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25. We've got 27, 28 of the things.
Well, so like double the amount that we thought here, we said. It says that the first UK microwave relay tower was built in 1952, and it was for a television link between Manchester and Kirkashot near Glasgow.
Right.
It chased 14 towers known as backbone, running from the Chilterns, did I say that right?
The
To
Chilterns.
to Scotland, and it was intended primarily for national defense in the Cold War. It was first
But we
mentioned...
did that bit, because that's just a load of rubbish using the Cold War. Me and
Me
Amy looked it up, basically found out that Russia and America, I put it on the channel, they were doing all these military things together, weren't they, Amy?
They were. America was helping out Russia.
Why would they be doing that if they're in the middle of a Cold War?
Exactly. That's really doesn't make any sense.
We know what they've made us feel like about that, and how they've talked about the Russians and all that, and all along the Americans are doing all these projects with them in the 60s and 70s.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
on the, I can't remember which video it's in, but it's on the channel somewhere about that one. Me and Amy did that one, didn't we? The Cold War. Oh,
We
it was
did.
about, was it about Lornus or something? About, can't remember.
Yeah.
It's about a year ago we did that.
We were talking about that, and
Because you know, like, what they tell you is happening, and the way they've made the Cold War, and then when you hear that, you go, "Oh my God!" Because that doesn't fit in with what they did to us.
That's right. And they said it was first mentioned publicly in the 1955 Defense White Paper. It announced that the post office are planning to build up a special network, both by cable and radio, designed to maintain long-distance communication in the event of an attack. It wasn't actually built till the early 60s, by which time the original backbone concept had become absorbed into a much larger microwave network built for a mixture of civil and defense traffic, including voice, telegraphy, television, and radar.
In front of me right now is a picture of a microwave. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and it seems like they built them maybe under the front of a Cold War protection against the Cold War attacks if they had any.
You know that's not true, Amy.
Exactly, and then it goes on to say that by the early 60s, that the original backbone concept had become absorbed into this larger microwave network, and it was built for a mixture of civil and defense traffic, including voice, telegraphy, television, and radar. So it tells me that that was a front, or that was a smoke screen, the Cold War business.
That's what that was for.
Yeah.
It was just really Operation something else called the Cold War. We're told to hate everybody while they're all working together.
But they're all working together. That's right.
I can't remember what it was. It came through. Do you remember? Someone sent it to me, and then I decided to make a video about it. Well, we did.
Yes, I had seen the video myself. I think a little bit before you and I talked about it or made a video about it, and it was saying that it made me cry, to be honest, because it was talking about how we helped Russia throughout the Cold War, and that we even helped in Vietnam against our very own soldiers that went there to that. They really had a bad time over there, those soldiers, because the soldiers don't know. They think they're fighting for their country, and then they poor guys got their legs blown off and stuff.
Oh, dude, that's really what they told us. We don't know any of that, do we?
Well, we've seen an awful lot of people come back, and I do know some veterans and stuff that did come back pretty banged up and stuff.
But they were probably they're just the fodder, aren't they?
Exactly.
I don't like this at all, that we've been microwaved for years. No wonder we've been getting ill for years.
Exactly. I remember even when microwave ovens first came out, I was leery of them. I was probably 12 years old or something like that when people were starting to get microwave ovens in their house, and I vowed that I would never use one. I didn't think they were safe. And then a girl I went to school with, her grandmother said, "Oh no, we're not having a microwave oven. I don't trust that one bit." You know, she was an old school person. But now I do go ahead and use it to heat up food here and there. But I don't think it's very healthy, any of it.
Yeah, don't stand in front of it.
Exactly. And then especially the way the like these towers are using them, that's probably far worse than even our microwave ovens that we cook our food in or heat our food in. So don't like that idea. And yeah, people are
What
getting...
do you make of that? I don't like it at all about the microwaving.
Yeah, it's probably causing a lot of illness, and it's probably causing anxiety in people because that's too many frequencies, and we're not created, I don't think, to absorb certain kind of frequencies.
I used to be able to go and have a meal up in that BT tower.
Oh, I read something about
And it
that.
used to be this used to be a revolving restaurant.
Yes, I saw something about that.
Yeah, obviously a while ago. These pictures are black and white, but it used to be a restaurant.
Yes.
Do you think we've done enough just to show people about all the towers in England?
Yeah, yes, I do care. Yes.
Well, I don't like any of it.
I don't either.
And in the Lyris, they use that BT tower in London to put horrible messages. You know, like, well, anyway, they weren't saying, they were saying stay home, and they use that thing to give messages.
Yes, they did. I remember that.
It's right in the middle. It's right in the. You can see it for quite a long way in London with these messages. I don't like that very much.
That I know. I didn't like that either when I saw the pictures of it.
Yeah, I put them out on the other Unscrambled channel. But anyway, I think we've done enough now, Amy.
I think so, Karen. Yes.
Oh yeah, just to explain that this tower in London has this really weird, it almost looks Japanese, or like it's a, like you could pick it up and use it as a sword. It's got this big plate at the bottom, and it almost looks sort of Japanese.
Yes.
Like here's one there, so it's got this big plate. There's another one here. Anyway, I think we've done enough, Amy.
I think so, Karen. Well, great catch on your part.
Well, it was Flat Earth Dave, his name is.
Flat Earth Dave, but oh, great. Well, great. I'm glad he pointed it out.
Yeah, I was talking to him last night, and he was telling me about it.
Well, as we need to know about these things.
Cool, I wonder if everybody knows that there's all these towers and what they're doing. I mean, we know it belongs to the BT because it's called the BT Tower in London. But I didn't know there was loads of other ones, and I didn't know that it was doing microwave.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. That is
they could be. You know how they could be using this, don't you?
Yes.
H-A-R, whatever it is, however you spell it. H-A-R-R-P.
Yeah.
This could be affecting our weather through that.
Exactly. It certainly could.
Anyway, we don't know anything for sure, but I don't like it.
Me neither.
Thanks, Amy. Thank you so much for helping me.
You're welcome, Karen.
So, we came back just for a minute. Oh, there's a helicopter going past now, or doing something. Where's that? Shut the window. These are in America, and what they say is they're abandoned microwave towers.
Yes. Yes, it's our main phone company is called AT&T.
Well, that one there, the first telecom, whatever that is, that looks very like the one in Birmingham, but with a slightly different top. It's got a square top, but it looks like the one in Birmingham. These just look like aerials.
Yes.
They look like some NASA thing, don't they?
I know.
So we just came back to put this bit on in America. Yeah. Amy, what did you read about it?
Well, it said that it was a $40 million project of microwave. It was called Microwave Radio Relay Skyway, and it was a network of 107 microwave towers designed to transmit television and telephone signals nationwide. It took them 3 years to build, and what got me is it's around the same time
so
as
I've just
you
seen
all.
here that these things here, they were on the BT tower, one of the towers, those things were there. So yeah, these things.
Yes.
At least they weren't in, like this one's in the countryside though. At least it's not in the middle of a town. I can't imagine it's very good microwaving over the top of people's heads.
Oh, I know. And then it said, so they started building them in 1951, but then it said fiber optics. It says just as microwaves replaced wires, fiber optics eventually replaced microwaves. So these giant towers were abandoned.
Right. Oh my God, just look at this one here. This is the AT mound. Look, oh, it's going to get there. Ooh, right, here we go. Look at that. Look at that one. AT and T mounds. Anyway, there's pictures. Oh, look at that one. Abandoned. Irene DB. It looks abandoned. Oh, they don't look very nice.
I know.
Do you know what? In Newbury, we've got a BT building, but it's like it's going to look like that inside. Oh, I've got to show you. Hang on. So where I live up the road near Newbury, there's this building which has lots of tower-like things on the top. And what it is this building, there's nobody really in it. It's the ugliest building in Newbury. Well, that doesn't look very. That's all gone now. This is all becoming old people's houses. But yeah, there it is. And in there is all this telecommunications, and they can't knock it down or move it or anything because of what's in there. What's in there, Amy?
Yeah.
It looks when you look at through the window or see any of it, it just reminds me of that building. It's just full of all these like things in it, you know, square boxes and things.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at these towers. Transmission going. Look, this is just in Newbury.
Yes.
And then when I worked in a college that was over here, and then we looked and you could see more of these mini tower, these little G towers.
Yes.
Look at that one. Look at that. I didn't realise there's one on the top of that one. I don't remember seeing that. I'm going to have to have a look at that when I next go in. And then it's got the BT tower in here anyway. Oh, that's sent to the tower, heading to Canada. Oh. Well, I don't like any of it, but there's some building that's got some connection to that. It's not a tower, and it's got these, but this is still connected to the same thing because they don't really use this anymore, but they can't move it because all this BT stuff's in there.
Right.
And it's a bit like you can get your, you know, very often you can get your whatever it is, but you more than likely you have to use, a lot of people originally had to use BT.
Yes.
So even when you got another company, your internet, they rented it off BT and you got it through someone else cheaper than you could get it through BT. But something goes on in this because they will not knock it down, and it's horrible. It's drab. It's just a horrible building.
Oh wow, yes.
You know, the high streets of Newbury. I'll show you in a minute. Oh, I don't need to show you. Well, I'll show you. Hang on. Oops, there you go. That's Newbury. Basically, as you can see, a lot of the buildings that are in the high street, they're just old buildings. So the BT one, the BT is further up. This is further down. That's not an old building, but a lot of the buildings in here are old. So that BT building doesn't fit in.
Yes.
Like they're old buildings. Like here's another one here, like old buildings. See, oldish buildings. Not the oldest. Church, there's two churches, one at the top and one at the bottom. But there you go. There's another picture there where you can see there's a lot of old buildings. Just ticking that just there. Even a little canal in there. So they're older buildings, and then if you walked up, you'd eventually come to the BT tower.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of the old. There you go. 1906. There you go. It's old. Well, I don't like any of them, Amy.
Yes, I was just looking at an article. I don't know if it was a town councilor, and she's from Liberal Democrat, Martha Vickers, she's called, but she wanted to do something about this building because it was an eyesore, she said.
Yeah, it's not. It's just ugly. That's all.
Yeah, she wanted to make it look more aesthetic looking, more lovelier. But I think everything that she proposed that they could do, they didn't want to do it, but they most definitely can't demolish it. It goes on to say, just like you were saying.
Yeah, but I don't know why they don't just front the I'm just showing the high street, but I don't know why they don't just front the building. They could put a front on it. So it's oldie woldy in Newbury with this horrible, let's go back, this horrible building at one end. And when you're on top of Coombe Hill, you can see this building. There it is.
Yes.
It is an eyesore. It's horrible. It looks like it needs to be knocked down. That's the state it's in.
Yes.
I'll just see if I can zoom in on one picture. I mean, it's nothing classy to look at. It's just a horrible building.
Yeah.
There's the town hall being done over there, but anyway, we're going to look at this. Just slightly bigger pictures of it. There it is. And things happen in there which they can't get rid of, but I know it's going to be linked to the BT Tower. So it's kind of redundant that there's stuff in there.
Yes.
Anyway, Amy, shall we finish?
Yes, Karen. Yeah, it's just interesting that we have all these. You have them in England, and we have them in America too. And they're not good for us.
No. Anyway, thanks for your help, Amy.
Oh, you're welcome, Karen.